It started with a Canadian gym teacher scribbling down 13 rules. A soccer ball, 2 peach baskets, and a group of bored students bring a billion-dollar global obsession to life. This is the history of basketball, explained in 12 minutes. It started in a cold gym in Springfield, Massachusetts in December 1891. James Naismith, a Canadian PE teacher, had restless students stuck indoors during a harsh winter. Football was too rough, lacrosse didn't work inside, and calisthenics were boring. So he came up with something new, simple, and safe. He grabbed a soccer ball, nailed 2 peach baskets 10 feet high, and wrote 13 basic rules. No running with the ball, no rough contact, just pass, move, and shoot. The first game, 9 players on each side, no dribbling, no backboards, and 1 single point scored. After each basket, someone had to climb a ladder to get the ball. It was clumsy, but fun, and it spread fast. By 1893, it reached Smith College, where Senda Berenson adapted it for women. YMCA students took it across the US, then Canada, France, England, Australia, Japan, and India. By 1900, it was on almost every continent. American soldiers and missionaries helped spread it even further during World War I. The game kept evolving. Team sizes shifted depending on gym size. Courts had obstacles like pillars or staircases. Fans could interfere with shots, so teams added screens, leading to the invention of the backboard. First wood, then glass. The soccer ball was replaced in 1894 with the first real basketball. And by the 1910s, the net finally let the ball drop straight through. Basketball was growing fast, and it hadn't even gone pro yet. In 1898, basketball took its first crack at going pro. The National Basketball League didn't last long, just 6 years. But it was a start. Players were no longer just students. They were entertainers, hitting the road and playing for packed crowds. The Buffalo Germans, a YMCA team from New York, won hundreds of games and became early legends. Then came the original Celtics, not from Boston, but New York, who turned basketball into strategy. They ran fast breaks, set screens, and switched on defense. They weren't just playing. They were teaching the rest of the sport how it could be done. And while most leagues kept black players out, the New York Renaissance, known as the Wrens, changed the game. Formed in 1923, they crushed teams across the country, winning over 20,500 games and 88 in a row at one point. In 1939, they won the first World Professional Basketball Tournament, proving they were the best team in the country, period. Colleges were also stepping up. In 1905, they started writing their own rules. But with so many versions of the game floating around, YMCA, military, amateur, pro, things got messy fast. Some games even switched rulebooks at halftime. Eventually, everyone agreed to play by one set of rules, and that finally gave basketball a real structure. In 1932, basketball finally tackled one of its biggest problems, stalling. Teams now had just 10 seconds to cross half court, forcing the action forward. 5 years later, another breakthrough. No more center jump after every basket. Before that, games stopped and reset each time someone scored. These small rule tweaks did something big. They made basketball flow. In 1936, the sport hit the world stage. Berlin hosted the first Olympic basketball tournament on a rain-soaked outdoor clay court. The U.S. won gold, and James Naismith, now in his 70s, was there to witness it. His gym class experiment had gone global. By 1939, college basketball stepped into the spotlight with the first NCAA tournament. 8 teams, 1 winner. Oregon took the trophy, but that humble bracket would grow into March Madness. 3 weeks of chaos, upsets, and buzzer beaters that would become one of the biggest events in American sports. While college hoops gained steam, the pros kept grinding. The NBL was still small town, still scrappy. But in 1946, the Basketball Association of America arrived in big cities with big arenas. 3 years later, the two leagues merged and became the NBA. The early NBA struggled. Games dragged, scores were low, fans were scarce. But in 1954, the 24-second shot clock changed everything. Teams had to shoot fast, offenses opened up, the pace picked up. Basketball finally had a heartbeat, and the crowd started coming back. Then, the stars arrived. George McCann was the league's first dominant big man, so effective they had to change the rules to slow him down. Bill Russell redefined defense and won 11 titles with the Celtics. Wilt Chamberlain was unstoppable, scoring 100 in a single game. And Oscar Robertson, he averaged a triple-double for an entire season. These weren't just highlights, they were reshaping the game. And as the league grew, so did its diversity. In 1950, Earl Lloyd became the first black player to appear in an NBA game. Nat Clifton and Chuck Cooper joined that same year. At a time when segregation still ruled much of America, the NBA was already opening doors. Off the court, the Harlem Globetrotters were packing arenas around the world with a blend of skill, flair, and comedy, showing audiences everywhere just how far basketball could go. By the mid-1970s, the NBA was struggling. There were good players, but the crowds were small and TV ratings were dropping. The game needed a boost. That came in 1976 when the NBA merged with the ABA. The ABA was faster, flashier, and full of personality. It brought over the three-point line, the dunk contest, and stars like Julius Erving, Dr. J, who played above the rim and gave fans something to cheer about. Then came Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Drafted a year apart, they brought their college rivalry straight into the pros. Magic brought Showtime to Los Angeles. Bird brought grit and precision to Boston. Their battles in the finals were intense, and fans couldn't get enough. For the first time, the NBA felt like a true national spectacle. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any bigger, Michael Jordan showed up. Jordan entered the league in 1984 and changed everything. He wasn't just a great player, he was a show. His dunks, his clutch shots, his competitive fire, he made every game feel important. He led the Bulls to 6 championships and became a global icon. And with Air Jordans, he turned sneakers into a worldwide craze. By 1992, the NBA had gone international, but the Dream Team took it to a whole new level. For the first time, NBA stars played in the Olympics, and the U.S. sent its best: Jordan, Magic, Bird, and more. They didn't just win, they dominated. And in the process, they introduced basketball to millions of new fans around the world. It wasn't just an American game anymore, it was everyone's. The 2000s brought a fresh wave of stars who reshaped the game. Kobe Bryant played with intensity and hit big shots when it mattered most. Shaquille O'Neal dominated the paint like no one else. Tim Duncan quietly led the Spurs to 5 titles. Allen Iverson, just 6 feet tall, brought street style and toughness, changing how the league looked and felt. Then came LeBron James. Drafted in 2003 straight out of high school, he lived up to the hype and more. He could do everything: score, pass, rebound, defend, and he did it for over 2 decades. He broke the all-time scoring record, won multiple championships, and used his platform for education and activism. LeBron wasn't just a star, he set the standard for the modern athlete. While LeBron was dominating, Stephen Curry was changing the way basketball was played. He didn't look like a typical superstar, but his deep three-pointers and fast-paced style turned the game upside down. With the Warriors, he showed that range and ball movement could win titles. Teams followed. Now, everyone shoots threes, big men included. The game became faster, smarter, and more open. At the same time, the league was going global. Dirk Nowitzki, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker led the way. Then came Giannis from Greece, Luka from Slovenia, Embiid from Cameroon, and Jokic from Serbia. These weren't just good players, they became MVPs and champions. The NBA wasn't just expanding, it was transforming into a truly global game. Basketball isn't just America's game anymore, it's global. And it's not just the men who changed it. The women's game has been around almost as long. In 1893, Senda Berenson organized the first women's basketball game at Smith College. The rules were toned down, but the passion was there. For years, women played in schools and colleges, mostly overlooked. That started to change in 1997 with the launch of the WNBA. Backed by the NBA, it gave stars like Lisa Leslie and Cheryl Swoops a national stage. It wasn't always smooth, some teams folded, but the talent kept growing. Today, players like Aja Wilson and Breanna Stewart are leading a new era. They're athletes, leaders, and role models. Women's college basketball has taken off too. In 2023, the NCAA title game broke TV records. Stars like Caitlin Clark became household names, and packed arenas showed just how far the game has come. Men's college basketball still draws huge attention, especially during March Madness. And now, with NIL rules, players can make money off their name and image. Some build brands before ever going pro. Getting to the NBA looks different now too. The G League gives young talent another option. The Ignite team pays top prospects to train and play. There's NBA Africa, basketball without borders, and even pro leagues for high schoolers. The path to the top is faster, more flexible, and more international than ever. Basketball is everywhere now. Kids play it in driveways, rooftops, alleyways, and beaches. The NBA streams in 200 Pan-Pacific countries. Players are stars on the court and influencers off it. They shape fashion, culture, and conversation. And the future's already here. Victor Wembanyama's rewriting what's possible at 7'4". Bronny James is drawing attention before college. Paige Bueckers is back, ready to lead in the women's game. The talent pipeline never slows down. But at its heart, the game is still the same. 2 teams, 1 ball, a hoop 10 feet high. Naismith's creation lives on in every pass, every shot, and every swish. It's faster, bigger, and global now. But the magic? That's still the same. From a chilly gym in Springfield to arenas that shake with every buzzer beater. From a soccer ball and peach baskets to global icons and billion-dollar franchises. From 13 simple rules to a sport that unites continents. Basketball isn't just a game. It's a legacy. And it's still being written.